Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays, guys. Welcome back to the 12 Days of Christmas on the Disney Docket channel. Of course, today, day 6, here we have Mater with cone teeth, the long-awaited and the long-anticipated release after being canceled like 4 times. So I can't wait to dive in and unbox this awesome car. But first, I want to thank Breyergal Isabel for suggesting him. I really do appreciate that because nobody else surprisingly suggested him, even though I unboxed him a couple months ago in the case unboxing. And if you missed it, by the way, I'll put the link in the description below and the card suggestion pop-up. But yeah, nobody actually suggested it, even though I never got around to reviewing it. So very surprising, but thank you, Isabel. I appreciate it. I've been really waiting to dive into him, and I just never got around to it. But we'll be, of course, comparing him to the canceled Chinese prototype that I was fortunate enough to get. And I think some of you guys who have wanted it have gotten it as well. He's not as rare as he was like a year ago. There have been, some more that have gone into the market. But anyways, we're going to dive in here. Of course, Santa Car is back to welcome us with day 6, the halfway point of the 12 days of Christmas. We have Sally with cone and McQueen there, the snowplow version. So, of course, he is a part of the first wave of the 2020 Blue Desert Deluxe. As you can see with the Blue Desert in the background, Deluxe, De Lujo. He's in the Radiator Springs series, along with Frank, Red, and TJ. Now, all of these were also in the case with him. So it was a Radiator Springs heavy case, to say the least. And there hasn't been another deluxe case since. Or actually was there? I think Miss Fritter has gotten a release somehow. But besides her, not really. So you have Radiator Springs up there. Nice picture of Flo, and the whole gang, really, with McQueen there. Of course, you guys, a little tar. I love that. The kind folks in Radiator Springs have become Lightning McQueen's friends for life. Awesome stuff. I love how they say your con dientes de cono, with teeth of cone. That's the direct translations there. I love it. Anyways, I'll be right back with CTM all opened up. So here is Mater all opened up and looking awesome. He's also super heavy. One thing I didn't realize is that he is all metal. Like Mater nowadays is all metal, whereas the China one, the prototype that was supposed to be released, is part plastic. Now I do want to get into the history briefly. When I reviewed the Chinese prototype, I'll throw that link in the description. A very important video to watch, because I talk about the entire history of Mater with cone teeth. And in my opinion, it's a really well-edited video. I spent a lot of time with it, so check that out. It's in the card suggestion as well. But essentially, it all started in 2010 when he was added to this little booklet here. I think he was in the mega size section. Yep, there he is, Mater with cone teeth. And even though they have him as a mega size, they don't even show the cone on top, which I'm glad that they added that now, because that is definitely not worthy of being a deluxe. But you can see he does have the 2 little teeth in his mouth there. So interesting, that's like the first image we ever saw of him. And then canceled. And then in 2016, he was meant to be released in a case with Outback Miles Axelrod, who also got canceled. And then 2017, he was supposed to be in the Radiator Springs Classic line, got canceled. And then I think he was canceled, like kind of canceled, as I like to call it, because he was then moved to another case. So even though the case was canceled, it was then readjusted. Now, I do want to do kind of a double unboxing in this video with the Thailand regular Mater. So you can see him right here. I want to do a solid comparison, and this package is almost open anyway. So we're going to bust this guy open. Sweet. I love opening cards, guys. You have no idea. I think I actually might like this Thailand Mater a lot, maybe even more than the regular version. So you can see here, we're going to do some interesting comparisons here. You got Chinese on the left and then Thailand on the right. So very different. That's your first impression there. And then we're going to take a little closer look here just at the Thailand cone teeth Mater. But first, there he is in Mater in the Ghost Light, which was the short that was attached with the DVD release of Cars way back in 2006. So I almost think of it as being a part of Cars just because it came out so long ago, and all the other shorts came out several years later. So it's almost like a little extra deleted scene almost, or kind of like a post-credit scene, as I like to think about it. And we've gotten a few cars from that scene or series or episode or whatever you want to call it, being Ghostlight Ramon and the Mater with the Ghostlight lamp. But anyways, I really am liking his expression here. Of course, his eyes are looking a little wacky because he's trying to scare Sally, so he's doing that on purpose. He's got these two teeth, which are plastic pieces. You can see how they seem to go pretty deep in there, that insert. His mouth is wide open. You can see the tongue and the teeth. I love that. Got the one headlight there. The other one's popped out. There's the hood, or the lack of the hood with the engine. So you can see the nice detailed rust here with the blue, where it used to be blue. That's kind of all fading away. Tow Mater, towing and salvage radiator springs. Now, you used to be able to make out this line here where it says towing and salvage, but that is so grainy. I would not have been able to read that if I didn't already have a Chinese version that said towing and salvage. So that's a little disappointing, but we all know it's nothing new. Thailand struggles with those decals. So you got some plastic side view mirrors here. Take note, there is no window in the back here, the back cab. You, of course, have the plastic cone on the top. Now, these cones are not removable. They are stuck into the metal body. So the back portion here is also die-cast, which is good stuff. Makes him worthy of being a deluxe. Because you could have theoretically made the top cone accessory and had that, you could just snap it on. But they went the other way. Towing cables look nice, but they are plastic. I like the detail with the lights up there. This is very faint. Even though that should be like a bright yellow, it's pretty faint. Got the red lights. I like how the back looks here. The dirt on the bumper looks very realistic. Of course, you have the cables or the hooks. A113 license plates looking pretty grainy, but we could just chalk that up to being dirty to give Thailand the benefit of the doubt. I love the detail inside the bed here and how it's rusting on the outside, but inside, it's staying a little bit blue. It almost looks metallic in there. So interesting detail there. Here's the base, M32A, so the 32nd week of 2019. That's one of actually the newest or latest made cars I've reviewed. I remember M29 and M24A being recent. All right, so let's bring in the Chinese Mater with cone type prototype. Now, there are some on eBay, at least the day I'm recording this. Kind of expensive, but they are there. They aren't selling. There's like one for $700. I don't know if sell. Never ever sell, because I literally saw one for like $55 the other day, but that unfortunately sold out. I unfortunately didn't spend $55 on mine because I got it last year. But you live and you learn. I don't take risks anymore. If a car pops up, I buy it. But one thing to note is that the new Thailand Mater is a little thinner than the old one. And even the cone teeth Mater from China is thinner than the China Mater. So they really thinned them down. Mater's lost some weight, I guess. I don't know. It looks good, thin. It's fine with me. So his eyes are obviously the major difference here. You can see that they're a little more spread apart on Thailand here. The eyelids come down a little bit better. I'm not sure what expression I like better. I kind of think I like the Chinese one a little bit better. Just a tinge. The mouths are very similar. Of course, now the brown rust is quite different in color here. This is more of like a mud brown. This is more of a rustic brown, which I guess is more accurate. You also have more black around the engine there that even kind of blurs on up under the eyes there, which is interesting. So, of course, take a look here at the decals and see how clear it is. You can easily read towing and salvage, whereas here, absolutely not. You cannot read that. So blurry. Very disappointing. Now, the blue is a little bit more vibrant on the Thailand version. You can see around the fenders there. It's just a little more vibrant and apparent. So yeah, quite a few differences. Also, the yellow rim is not as yellow, which actually this looks way better in my opinion. That yellow looks too unrealistic to me. This looks really good. So there's obviously pros and cons here. Now see, there's that back window. I told you to take notes. So on the China version, they do have that back window there. On the Thai version, there is no back window. You can see that light I was talking about is way, way more vibrant than on the Thailand version. However, though, they don't have the red on those lights painted in. Now, because this is a prototype, they could have done that in the future, but I do kind of doubt that since they never did it on even the regular Mater from China. You can see how the China Mater with cone teeth has a different towing cable in the back here. It's a little bit different. It looks more like a traditional pulley rather than what's going on there, which is a little strange because this here was never used before, even on the China Mater. So this is China Mater, and this resembles the Thailand cone teeth Mater a lot more than it, it's not even close to the China cone teeth Mater. I hope I'm saying everything correctly because it's easily to get confused between, saying China cone teeth Mater, Thailand cone teeth Mater. It's ridiculous. So big differences between these two. Of course, even looking at the bed here, there's that little patch of blue there, and that's it. Everything else is, brown, and then you have blue in the middle. This, is much more detailed. It's much better. You can see the blue blends up onto the fender caps there, and it's just way, way more realistic. So I give Thailand an A+ for the detail and the rust. As for the decals, though, not so much. So you can see here, A113, you got the mud. See how these are painted? That looks so much better than that. That looks cheap. It looks like a plastic. I mean, it is plastic. This looks like a really good collectible here. I like this a lot better. I might have to give the win to Thailand just because of the detail and the rust and all that. And I think I will. Even though I'm not a big fan of the eyes, I wish it had that back window. It definitely wins, though, with all those rust details that I was talking about. So now we're going to bring in the other Maters here and see how they shape up. So this is your Thailand Mater, which I've really yet to take a good look at. So you can see he's got, pretty much all the same details that the Thailand cone teeth Mater has, with the black around the engine, the darker colored rust, the grainy decal. I count on that from Thailand nowadays. I just count on, well, actually, it's not as bad there. I could read towing and salvage. Could not read it there, though. So we're going to take a look at these a little further back here. So you can see that rim is looking good. No back window. Those lights are painted red. That's a little more vibrant than that. Awesome. I think I do like the Thailand Maters now more than I like the Chinese Maters. I mean, the detail in the rust is so much more realistic nowadays. And even though you might forsake a little bit in the detail or the decal, they still overall look better. So I'm happy about that. Thailand did a good job with the Maters here, and hopefully they continue to do so with any Maters that they make in the future. Now, before we end off the video here, I want to show a couple fellow coners, such as Sally with cone being the first, then McQueen with cone being the second, and now Mater with cone. These guys look awesome together. Your three main characters with cones, and then here's like the cone accessory that came with the movie moments. I think it was also in a calendar, what's it called? An advent calendar, if I do remember correctly. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. Let me know in the comments which cone teeth Mater is your favorite, China or Thailand. I'm going to go with Thailand for probably the first time ever. I'll see you guys tomorrow for day 7. Goodbye now.